Coming up on Fresno State Focus, Fresno State parking passes are now digital, how the new system works and how to avoid getting a parking ticket.
Plus, the Collegian is celebrating after winning multiple awards at a press conference.
And learn how students came to Fresno State to participate in this year's Peach Blossom Festival. Fresno State Focus starts now. Hello and welcome to Fresno State Focus. I'm Raul Ramirez.
And I'm Spencer Bear. Welcome to our second newscast of the semester. This semester, Fresno State students are using new digital parking permits. Valentina Salanya shows us how the new system works and what we can do to avoid getting a ticket.
This traffic operations Hyundai car has been used this semester as part of the new digital parking pass system. But the big question is why? Derek Brantley, Fresno State's Parking and Transportation Manager, says the old system was showing its age.
Finally time for us to make the investment in virtual parking permitting, which is a paperless system where the license plate number of your vehicle replaces the old physical hang tags that we've used here for a long time.
Even though Fresno State isn't printing actual passes anymore, the digital ones still cost the university money.
A one-time initial cost of $113,000 approximately, and that primarily paid for all the physical equipment and the appropriate software to run it.
The software is used on a computer that splits the license plates to the right side of the screen if they've been paid for and to the left side of the screen if they haven't. A notification that automatically sends a pin drop to the traffic operators on the golf carts, who then check on the violation themselves. It is a battleground when it comes to finding a parking spot, and it seems like every student has their own parking spot story, like Fresno State student Ethan Fernandez.
There's no parking anywhere. If you don't show up an hour early for class, like, it's kind of just roulette at that point.
And taking a gamble on the system can cost you.
Yeah, I have like 6 on my belt.
So to avoid the ticket, these are the rules.
Students at Fresno State no longer need a physical parking permit like this one. And during times like these, they need a digital parking permit to park in the lots like the ones behind me.
Students can park in the yellow lots after 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and on Fridays after 4 p.m. through the weekend, parking is relaxed. Reporting from Fresno State, Valentina Saldaña, Fresno State Focus.
Faculty and staff should be getting the digital system by the fall semester.
Congrats to Fresno State student-run newspaper, The Collegian. At the Associated College Press Conference this past weekend, The Collegian was awarded for its reporting and design. The Collegian earned 9 national and statewide awards and came in 7th in the nation for Best Website. These student reporters are proud of their hard work.
So I wrote a story on Tasia Santa Maria. She's a guard for Fresno State's women's basketball team. We kind of just dove into her life's kind of just like growing up and stuff, her time with the women's national team in Canada, and her Filipino heritage.
You can read more on that story at fscollegian.com.
A Fresno State graduate is now confirmed as the Secretary of Labor for the Trump administration. Lori Chavez DeRemer graduated from Fresno State in 1990, according to her LinkedIn page. The White House says she will execute President Trump's vision for a thriving workplace.
Fresno State just wrapped up another successful Peach Blossom Festival, and boy was our campus busy. Since 1959, this festival has welcomed children from across the valley to share their oral interpretations of poetry and literature.
It's fun. It's for them to enjoy literature so that hopefully they'll read more, be better readers.
The students and their families also had the opportunity to explore Fresno State, giving many young students their first glimpse of college life.
College life is almost over for a lot of us who graduate in May.
Vincent Camarillo is live at the Smith Camp Alumni House where Grad Fest celebrations are underway. Vincent?
Well, Spencer, Raul, soon-to-be graduates have been lining up here all day to pick up one of these, their grad boxes. I'm here with Gina Zanti, the Director of Alumni Career Connections here for the Alumni Association. Gina, how are you today?
I'm great. Thanks so much for chatting.
Now, in the box, as we dive in here, as you can see, we've got a cup, we've got a nice alumni keychain, a t-shirt, license plate, stickers, you name it. And Gina, from what I understand, this merch is exclusive to the grad box?
Yes, you can only get this merch in grad boxes, and Grad Fest is happening until Friday.
And I understand that some kind of career building events are going on tomorrow. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yes, we're having 2 senior success workshops tomorrow. One of them is going to be about budgeting, and the other one is going to be about networking without it being awkward. So they're open to all students, and we're excited to see ya.
That's great. And what has been the students' favorite part of Grad Fest this year?
That's a great question. Definitely seeing Victory Bulldog and getting some Dutch Bros.
You can't beat it meeting the GOAT, Victor E. Bulldog himself. Like Gina said, grad boxes are expected to be available until Friday, but there is always a possibility of them selling out. For now, reporting at the Smith Camp Alumni House, Vincent Camarillo, Fresno State Focus.
It's exciting to get ready to graduate, but it can also be stressful, so you may reach for a soda to cope. It's not the healthiest idea, so if you're hooked, here's some advice for you.
Whether it's in a can, in a bottle, or in a cup, soda is one of the most beloved drinks in the world. According to the CDC, 62.7% of all Californians drink sugar-sweetened beverages like soda daily. Victor Martinez, a history major here at Fresno State, is known for his soda habit, earning him the nickname Pepper after his favorite soft drink. Martinez says there is one main thing that keeps him hooked.
It's definitely the sugar. It's the sugar. I mean, it tastes good. I cannot lie. I do like sugar, and I do like sweet treats. And so for me, this is the ultimate sweet treat. It's a soda for me.
Victor's colleague Will says that Victor probably drinks soda a lot more than he realizes.
Once an hour?
How?
Like, yeah, especially when you have easy access to it. Every hour? Do you want me to say that? I'm not lying. Every 2 hours if he has access.
If you were to get a soda like this one, which I got at that vending machine back there, every 2 hours of the working day, that would amount to being 4 of these, which is 260 grams or 62 teaspoons of sugar. And Dr. Erica Ireland, a nutrition science professor here at Fresno State, says that that can cause massive spikes in your blood sugar, which make it harder to focus while you're working.
And so what we want for our students is to have this balance. The body likes homeostasis. It likes a state of normalcy. And so when we have huge spikes and down and up and down, then that's like a roller coaster for the body. And so it's harder for students even to focus when that's happening.
To avoid that roller coaster, there is sparkling water and new low sugar options that use a prebiotic natural sweetener. More than anything else, Dr. Ireland urges students to make their own informed decisions on what they're consuming.
The American Heart Association recommends 6 teaspoons of sugar a day for women and 9 teaspoons a day for men. In this bottle of soda, there are 15 teaspoons of sugar, which is more than what the AHA says we should have each day.
Coming up, celebrating the blossoms blooming all around us and the parties that go along with it.
And we're going to learn how Fresno State is supporting undocumented students in these challenging times.
And I bring your focus on weather right after the break.
At Fresno State, being bold means committing to something greater than yourself. It's learning by doing and nurturing leaders to advance our shared future. It's using research to create a better life for those around us and healing those who need us most. These are our stories, because at Fresno State, bold begins here.
Success. At Fresno State, it's no secret. It's discovering new ways to change our world. It's creating opportunities as diverse as our community itself. It's in the distinction of our graduates as they lead us into the future. Success is no secret at Fresno State. It's our mission.
Good afternoon, I'm Jarrett Smith with your focus on weather. And right behind me, this is a shot of the valley with Orange Cove earlier this morning. Very nice, little bit of clouds building up, but there's a lot more clouds, rain and snow coming our way. Now taking a look at the national satellite, there's a little bit of moisture here in New York and a little bit down here in Oklahoma, but the main action is in our neck of the woods. As we take a look right here, look at that, we got the cold front coming in here, big tail into the Pacific Ocean, and right now it's affecting San Francisco, Bay Area, Northern California, a little bit of snow going on in the Northern Sierras right now. It's going to be knocking on our door here this evening, and we're going to be seeing a ½ inch in the Valley of Rain, up to an inch with isolated thunderstorms. And 1 to 4 feet of snow in the Sierras, my goodness, that is a lot. And looking at those daytime highs, it's pretty much low 60s, maybe or low 60s to low 70s here. And moving on to the daytime lows, or tomorrow's lows, excuse me, we got 40s and a little colder here in the foothills, 27 and 39. Air quality is looking really good. That rain is scrubbing our air, and it's going to stay that way for the next few days. And looking at that 7-day forecast tomorrow, lingering rain, thunder's possible. Little showers on Friday, and then look at this, Monday, St. Patrick's Day. It's going to be sunny and rain, so you might find yourself a pot of gold on Monday. And that's not quite it for weather. With an active start to March, California is catching up on much-needed rain. I went up to the mountains to check out the snowpack and find out why it is important for our state.
California's snowpack is on the rebound. After lackluster winter months, March is making up the difference. For Michael Smith, it is refreshing to see the change of scenery.
We need it, and we can have more, and it's really nice to see this time of year.
Because for people who have long lived in California, we know how important this is.
California has been in and out of droughts my whole life, and so it's good to see that we're retaining some water, retaining some snow, and that things are starting to turn green again.
At the start of 2025, the state was in a severe deficit, a dismal 39% of average. After the latest round of storms, the percentage has nearly doubled. April 1st is the key date to watch. This is when the snowpack peaks and snowmelt begins.
Now this snow right here acts like a savings account for California. During the winters, the rain fills up those reservoirs, but when the hot, dry summer months hit, this is what keeps California's water supply stable.
Data from the United States Geological Survey says 75% of California's irrigated land is in the Central Valley, and nearly half of the nation's fruits and nuts are grown here. The snowpack has a direct effect on not only the local water supply, but prices at the grocery store. With feet of snow forecast through next week, hope is growing for a miracle March to salvage the water year.
I sure hope so. And fill up the reservoirs, because they need some more water in them.
As a reminder, we are expecting 1 to 4 feet of snow in the High Sierra, even up to a foot around the 4,000-foot level. Raul and Spencer, get ready to make your snow angels.
Of course, because with winter showers bring March flowers. Well, I know that's not a real saying, but it's happening around our valley, and it's something to celebrate. Sanger celebrated its 36th annual Blossom Festival last Saturday. It was a blast from the past as hundreds of classic cars lined up downtown. There were vibrant paint schemes, shiny chrome, and white walls block after block.
It's pretty cool. I mean, a lot of people came, a lot of nice cars. It's great for the community and to get people together.
Beyond the car show, Wheeler Square was packed with live music, food booths, art displays, and a beer garden. Local kids participated in a Lego Masters competition.
President Trump recently said schools and churches are no longer off limits for ICE agents to track down and arrest migrants. Ricardo Lozada has more on what Fresno State is doing to keep undocumented students safe.
That's a big one.
What about that one?
President Trump on January 21st changed a policy that would allow immigration officials to enter and arrest people in previously sensitive areas. This has led to various protests and policy changes happening across the country. Fresno State has made changes to its website and created a new policy that explains what to do if ICE comes onto campus. In this new policy, students are asked to contact Dean Stevenson through email or phone number.
Of misinformation out about immigrants' rights. It leads to a lot of anxiety and confusion and even feelings of instability. And so we want to make sure we are taking care of our community members.
According to ICE reports, 41% of the people being deported have no criminal record. This means that there has been an increased anxiety within the undocumented community.
Director of Counseling Services, Aitisha Wilbon, talks about a service called UndocuTalk.
A lot of the discussion is surrounding the conversation happening in the U.S. about our undocumented individuals as well as our international students.
The Fresno State Dream Center was an advocate for red cards. Diana Rea Flores, one of the coordinators at this center, shares some of the resources also offered.
The resources that are being shared with students and also staff and faculty is our free immigration legal services, which is a service that's available for all CSUs. It is available for all students, staff, faculty, alumni, and their immediate family members.
Fresno State is a majority Hispanic serving institution that will always be an ally for this community. Reporting in Fresno, Ricardo Lozada, Fresno State Focus.
Fresno State Dream Week will take place from March 17th to the 21st next week, hosted by the Dream Success Center and Department of Chicano and Latin American Studies. The event will highlight other resources and workshops for both U.S. citizens and undocumented students.
According to the National Institute of Health, 20% of college students in the U.S. are impacted by domestic violence. There are resources in Fresno dedicated to bringing that number down and supporting survivors. Vincent Camarillo has more on where students can turn for help.
Domestic violence is not always physical. It can be emotional, verbal, or mental. No matter the form, help is available for those in need. The Marjorie Mason Center has been serving domestic violence survivors for more than 40 years. The center provides emergency shelters, legal assistance, and a 24/7 crisis hotline for those in need. Philanthropy and Communication Director Ashley Wolf says the most crucial challenge to overcome is acceptance.
We all know what red flags are. We all know that something might make us feel uneasy, but it's whether or not we're able to kind of acknowledge those things that I think is the biggest roadblock.
According to the center's data, there were more than 1,400 domestic violence reports in the 3 zip codes surrounding Fresno State in 2024. But there are people standing by to help right here on campus.
Asking for help is not easy, and it can take a lot of time to build up the courage to do so. Luckily for students, all the resources and information they need are right here.
The Student Health and Counseling Center at Fresno State offers confidential counseling, medical services, and referrals to off-campus support if necessary. Survivor advocate Mindy Cates says knowing the signs of a toxic relationship is the first step to healing.
Any type of shaming, blaming, or where you feel you can't be your authentic self. And a real warning sign is, are you having to walk on eggshells around whether it's a friend or romantic partner?
Cates says other signs include approving a partner's outfits, interfering with their education, and not allowing friendships of the opposite gender. But above all, the thing to avoid is silence.
Reach out because we're confidential and we're non-judgmental. We really offer a safe place that people can come and get information and share what they're going through to really get the support that they need that's non-reactionary.
At the Health and Counseling Center, Vincent Camarillo, Fresno State Focus.
If you or someone you know needs some support, you can contact the Marjorie Mason Center's 24/7 hotline at 559-233-HELP or visit the Student Health and Counseling Center on campus.
There are always fun activities happening around campus, like this week. It's Commuter Appreciation Week, hosted by the Off-Campus Student Life Program. Showing some well-deserved love for commuters. A large percent of students at Fresno State commute to class. They don't live on campus. There's a resource fair to help students connect with different programs, giving students a bit of time to recharge between classes.
I have a past 9 to 5, honestly. And so we want to provide like a relaxing space for students to recoup and re-energize, and also still providing resources like the resource fair.
With more planned today and tomorrow, students can look forward to more goodies and, best of all, free food.
Penelope Moreno from the Off-Campus Student Life is here to talk about resources available year-round for students who don't live on campus. Penelope, thank you so much for being here. So OCSL obviously has a lot more resources besides Commuter Week. What are some of those?
So Off-Campus Student Life, we do a lot of events for commuter students. So, commuter students, they're coming from over an hour away or they're just around the corner. And so we just want to make sure that our commuter students are feeling appreciated and they have a place of welcoming on campus. And so some of the resources that we do provide for them, we let students know that there's different resources off campus that they could go check out, like different restaurants, different events that we have. Like I know that we do have that Why Not Wednesday. We tell commuter students like, oh, go ahead and check that out. We also have Art Hop that we tell students to check out. We also mentioned that we have the trolley bus that comes and takes students to like those events. So.
What are some of the events and giveaways that you guys have planned for these next 2 days?
So actually tonight we have Planet Vegan on campus, and they're going to be passing out vegan burgers to their first 150 students, which is really cool. I heard that the burgers are really good. And tomorrow we're actually showing the movie Wicked.
Nice. Thank you for joining us today. Back to you guys at the desk, Spencer and Raul.
Coming up in sports, Victoria recaps what's going on during the Mountain West men's basketball tournament in Las Vegas.
I highlight the greatness of Valley Wrestling that has fans hoping for its return.
And get ready to say goodbye to a beloved Fresno attraction.
I got the bulldog spirit up in my head.
Up in my head.
Up in my head.
I got that bulldog spirit up in my head. Up in my head to say. Deep in my heart. Got that bulldog spirit deep in my heart. Deep in my heart to stay. I got that bulldog spirit down in my toes. Down in my toes. Down in my toes. I got that bulldog spirit down in my toes. Hey. Down in my toes to stay. I got that bulldog spirit up in my head. Deep in my heart. Down in my toes. I got that bulldog spirit all over me. All over me to stay. I got that bulldog spirit
deep in my heart.
Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart. I got that bulldog.
Hi, I'm Victoria Picazo with your Focus on Sports. Fresno State's swim and dive team has 2 divers at the NCAA Zone Diving Championships in Federal Way, Washington. This meet is a regional qualifier for the Division I championships. Natalia Bedolla took 18th in the 3-meter final on Monday. Grace Alley finished 9th in the platform on Tuesday, qualifying her for the NCAAs. Bedolla competes in the 1-meter springboard today. The Diamond Dogs are back on top, beating Sacramento State at home last night. The Hornets started the lead in the 2nd inning. Justin Strinsky drove in Murph Gray to the game at the end of the 3rd. During the 8th inning, Gray's sacrifice fly gave the Dogs the lead, ending with a 3-2 win. The Dogs play Nevada this weekend at home. The Fresno State softball team is gearing up for its conference opening series against Boise State at home this weekend. That's after looking strong this past weekend, especially with this homer from Emma Martinez against St. Mary's on Sunday. That tied up the game at 1 apiece. Then it got interesting at the 7th. Alyssa Robledo led off the inning with this double. Kaylani Nita got a walk with the runners at 1st and 2nd. Kennedy Bunker drove in Robledo to walk it off. Head coach Stacey May Johnson says that the Dogs are ready for what this conference throws at them.
So it's a little bit different MO to win against a team like that versus a team that, you know, they give up a lot of runs, but they score a lot of runs. We have both in our conference. And so, you know, this is great to keep our hitters seeing the ball and our pitchers throwing strikes, you know, and then figuring out how to beat a certain kind of team. It's tremendously valuable.
First pitch between the Broncos and the Dogs is set for 6 p.m. on Friday. Mountain West tournament action is over for the Fresno State women's basketball after falling to the Wyoming Cowgirls. The Bulldogs finished in the 3rd round, only 1 short of a championship game. They had just upset Colorado State the night before, but couldn't get it done this time, with the final score of 57-45. Head coach Jamie White talks about the loss.
Hard to score in there. I mean, Fairchild, she fills up the key, and I thought they've always been a good defensive team. You know, and some of our shots just weren't falling tonight, and I think we ran out of gas a little bit late. So.
During the press conference, Coach White shared that she's excited for the future of the team because most of the team are young players. Heartbreaking losses and exciting wins happen every day in Las Vegas when it comes to gambling, but Alexis Bruno and Valentina Saldaña are in Vegas right now to show us how the fan base looks at the Mountain West tournament.
The city of Las Vegas has become an epicenter for sports, and the Thomas & Mack Center is no stranger to that.
We are at the Thomas & Mack Center. The tournament has been held here 15 times already. Now the seats are gonna get filled pretty soon, but let me show you what we've seen earlier.
The Mountain West Tournament in Las Vegas is where fans gather together each year to cheer on their favorite team. Seats get filled, and fans from all over the country wear their school spirit with pride. San Diego State fan has been going to the tournament for the past 6 years.
When the game's not going on, it's friendly and amicable, and you can talk with fans and stuff. While the game's going on, it can get a little crusty, but other than that, it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
On top of the rivalry, fans get to be in a loud environment that has a mix of cheerleaders, the band, and the team's mascot. Watching the game can also come with a side of food and drinks. The Thomas & Mack Center usher says she enjoys when the stadium gets filled up.
It's majority of newcomers, but we have a lot of old comers that come here also. We love them.
During an intense game in a win or go home situation, the fans are what keeps the team going by shouting on plays, bringing props, and even clapping for their favorite team.
It's always an advantage when fans are willing to travel, especially for tournaments like these.
There are 11 schools in the Mountain West, and you get all different types of fans from every school coming together for the Mountain West tournament. Reporting from the Thomas & Mack Center, I'm Alexis Bruno.
I'm Valentina Saldaña.
With the Collegian and Fresno State Focus. Back to you, Victoria.
The Fresno State's men's basketball team just finished their game at the Mountain West tournament, and here's what happened. It was a back and forth game in the first half. The Dogs were able to get some shots up, but still fell short 44-32. At the second half, the Wolfpack dominated the court, getting the 86-71 win. The Bulldogs season comes to an end with an overall record of 6-25. That's all for my focus on sports. Raul, give us yours.
Thanks, Victoria. Fresno's rich history in wrestling has built a community that is begging for the return of a top program to the Central Valley. The city of Fresno has a lot of love for collegiate wrestling. The lack of a Division I program has left a void in the city that still hasn't been filled. Jake Prudek is one of many student athletes who never got the chance to wear that Bulldog singlet.
It made like the Valley feel like a family almost. Like Clovis, Buchanan, everybody was kind of there to watch, like Fresno State.
Many local wrestlers chose to go to Fresno City when Fresno State cut the program again in 2020. It was only around for 4 years after a decade-long battle to bring it back. Here on the second floor of the North Gym is a Fresno State wrestling room where our Fresno State Bulldog wrestling team used to call home. Now, the Fresno State Wrestling Club calls it home. It's an amazing facility where they practice every day throughout the week. So the spirit of wrestling is being kept alive. Will we ever see the return of D1 athletics to this facility? Fresno City wrestling coach Paul Keesaw is giving back to young wrestlers like his Hall of Fame coaches, Bill Music and John Keever, did for him.
Those are colleges supposed to serve the local community, and I don't believe they're serving the local community. And there's been a lot of outreach and a lot of outcry in the area, and it just seems like it falls on a lot of deaf ears at that university.
The university knows what wrestling means to the community. Will a third time be the charm? To visit our website at FresnoStateFocus.com and follow us on social media at Fresno State Focus.
Finally today, Fresno's Playland is set to permanently close later this month. Some people are reflecting on what the park meant to them as children. If you want to check out rides like this one, you'll still have until March 30th when the park officially closes.
Next week on Fresno State Focus, we'll show you how much cities like Sanger depend on local business.
Plus, we'll share the stories of people who maintain the bowling alley here on campus.
And we'll show you how a new coaching staff is changing the football team's spring preparation.
Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you next week.